Okay, it's 7:30, so we will make a start. So welcome to the social trading webinar run by me, David Jones, with Aondo Markets. We are recording this, so if you're watching the recorded version, it was held at 7:30 UK time on Thursday, on the evening of Thursday, June the 30th. So what we're going to do is we'll spend maybe 30 minutes just going through some of the ideas behind social trading and also how it works on the Aondo trading platform, how to find hopefully what should be good traders and set them up to work so your own account is following them. But before we start, we'll just go through a risk warning. So the risk warning is up on the screen there. While you're reading and digesting that, a bit about me. I've worked in the spread betting and the CFD industry for more than 10 years, and my job was chief market strategist. So a big part of my job was doing client education, client seminars, speaking to the media and providing analysis. And I've not really worked with spread betting companies for a couple of years now, but one of the reasons I've started working with Aondo, because I think that their social trading is really interesting. You know, clearly you can do your own trading as well. You can do your own self-directed trading on the euro and the pound and the FTSE, the DAX, all these sort of things, and they are very competitive in terms of their spreads, but it's their social trading, I think, which again is a little bit different to the way other companies do it. I mean, social trading's been around for a while, but I've never really been that convinced about how effective and how easy it is to find good traders. But I think with Aondo, well, you can make your own mind up over the next 30 minutes, but I think it's really a nice and sort of quite clean way of doing it. But let's see, let's make a start, and you can see what you think as we go along. We will be using the platform tonight. There's a few sort of slides that we need to go through, but we'll use the platform, the Aondo platform, for a lot of this. So if, like me, you are relatively new to social trading, let's just talk about the concepts. It is straightforward enough. Other traders, so other clients of the company, make their trades and their historical profit and loss account visible. So you can see how well Mr. John Smith has traded over the last 12 months. You can see if he chooses to make that available to you. So you can see how well he's done, has he made profit, has he made losses, and what sort of markets has he been trading. So you can view the track record, but also using and this is what I like about it, the Aondo platform, it's very easy to filter using your own criteria. So let's say there are certain things you look for. So me, for example, I don't want someone who makes 100% a year, but means by making 100% a year, along the way, they lost maybe 90% of their account. So I'm not really interested in trying to find traders like that. So you can put your own criteria in, which we'll see when we start using the platform. Then you can build a portfolio of up to 5 traders whose trades you want to copy. So you set this up so the trading platform will follow the trades that they do at a level of risk that really you're comfortable with, you know, because again, you can choose to magnify the size of their trades. Me, because I mean relatively new, I've traded for myself for 15 years, but I'm very new to the idea of having somebody trade on my account follow other people's traders. So I think you can dial it down to a really low and sensible level of risk, or if you think one trader is particularly hot at the moment, you can dial up the level of risk there, whatever fits with your particular attitude to risk. And that's it really. It's as easy as that. You can see these traders, you can choose which ones to follow, and you can choose the level of risk. So in effect, you end up being, you know, that's something of a portfolio manager. And it makes perfect sense. You know, if you have a pension, or if you're in the UK, you have an ISA or anything like that, where you have managed funds within that pension wrapper or ISA wrapper, it's very similar to that. It's just trading markets, you know, so rather than maybe slightly longer term stuff, you're almost trying to pick individual trade managers, you know, who'll do a good performance on your particular account. So what you're seeing now, we'll have a look at the real one in a minute, but this is one that I looked at this afternoon from the Aondo website. So this is the ranking list. So if you go to the website and go to the social trading part, you can click on here on this find top traders thing, and it comes up with a ranking list, and this is with no filters on, so it's just a straightforward ranking over, I think you can see here, over the last 3 months, I think I've sorted it by best performing, and there we go. So this person here, Smarty Trader, profit, he made 35.7% over the last 3 months, which is a pretty fantastic profit. And over here, for me, this is the bit that I find quite useful, is the charts, and we'll talk more about this in a minute, because ideally what we're looking for is somebody with, for me anyway, a relatively smooth trend. I don't want somebody who's lost money for 8 months and then has a brilliant month where basically they bet the house on the euro going up, and lo and behold, they do really well. So we're looking, for me anyway, looking for people with relatively smooth trends. So that's the very simple ranking list. And if I show you now, let me just flip over to the website. So I'm running 2 screens here to hopefully make things easy. We'll see how well that works out. But this is the Aondo website you can see now. So this is the ranking list of finding your own personal trader. So there we go. So that's over the last 6 months. I've done this now. So the top one you can see here is this Cash 1974 person, made 125% return. And of course, as we go down, it goes lower and lower. And again, you can see those charts the same way that we saw in the slides. What I'm going to do for a second is just go back to the slides. Then we're going to start looking for some real traders. So hold on a second. We go back to that. So that's, you should be seeing now the one I took this afternoon, because the next step is really to look at filters. What can we put in place to try and find, hopefully, good, consistent traders. And I'm relatively new to social trading, and I don't think this is suddenly a magic silver bullet that will just pull money effortlessly out of the market, every month. But what we're trying to do is pick a good team. So some of the filters that I've been looking at on the Aondo system, there are people who trade with sort of on a demo account. They're shown, their results are shown, and there are people who trade with real money. So for me, from my point of view, I want people who are using real money, because I think, well, if somebody hasn't got the confidence in their own approach to actually put a few €100 or a few €1,000 in an account, why should I be following them with my real money in my account? So for me, one of the filters I put on is to have real money traders. And again, it's very easy to show that on the platform, as we'll see in a second. The smooth historical P&L, we looked at some of the charts on the right-hand side of the profit and loss of some of these traders. Again, ideally, if we can find someone, for me, who's sitting there and making a couple of percent every month, but they've made a couple of percent every month, month in, month out, that is a fantastic return. We've seen just this afternoon in the UK, the governor of the Bank of England is calling for interest rates to go down from 0.5% in the summer yet again because of Brexit. So again, if we can make even 1% a month, that's a fantastic return in a low interest rate environment. So I'm looking for a nice, smooth, historical profit and loss. And let's have a look at some other things in here. A healthy profit and loss versus drawdown ratio. So it's all well and good somebody who's made 200% over the last year, but if the maximum drawdown, the maximum amount they lost from the top of their profit was 150%, that's a level of risk that really I'm a little bit uncomfortable with. I think if ever you've read anything about trading, what we want to have is a sensible balance between risk and reward. If we can find trades where we're risking €10 to make 20 or 30 euros, they're sensible trades. But if there's a system out there where we're making 30 euros, but we're risking losing 30, 25, 40 euros, it's probably not really a very good system. So again, a nice balance between the profit and loss and the drawdown. Volatility, and all this stuff is there. Aondo make all this stuff very visible on their website. And then low volatility, so they do assign a volatility figure to the trader based on their performance, and it's really how much their performance month to month can vary. So ideally, we're being quite picky here, but we're looking for someone who's profitable, someone who's consistently profitable and smooth, doesn't have massive swings and doesn't have massive volatility month to month. And then the detailed search on the platform lets you filter all of this stuff out. So let's switch over and have a look at some real ideas now. So what you should see on your screen now, that's the Aondo website, I think. Let me just make sure, because I can see that. I want to double check you can see that. Okay, so what we can do is, so this is really a view of everybody. If you click on detailed search, this tab up here, and I think all of this is available to you. I think if you're not, I don't know if you have to be a client. I think if you're not a client, you can maybe see this as well. Maybe you need to log in. I am logged in. So I can go to detailed search. So I can choose performance. And again, on performance, as long as they make a profit, I'm interested in taking a look. Maximum drawdown. So how much did their profit drop back? How much of a drop back did they have from their maximum profit? So let's say they were up £1,000 at their peak. How much of a drawback or drop back from that are we willing to tolerate? And again, for me at this stage, I'm not really too bothered, so I'll choose the whole amount, up to 25%. Monthly volatility, you can dial in how much volatility you want. You know, if you don't want to see massive swings every month, you can dial that right back down. But again, it will affect the number of traders who come up in the search. Then there are other, industry standard ratios like Sharpe ratio, MAR ratio, number of followers. Again, you can see, well, do you want to follow someone who's popular with other people? I must admit, I'm not too bothered about that. Number of trades. Again, I'm not too bothered how often they trade. I want them to have traded, you can see down here, traded within the last 31 days. I don't really want to be following somebody who hasn't traded for a couple of months. Ratio of win trades, ratio of win months, and the profit per trade. I'm not bothered really by any of this. What I want is somebody who can sit there and hopefully, make a consistent profit every month, whether that takes 10 trades a month or 2 trades a month or 100 trades a month. I'm not too bothered. And if you click on show, then that criteria gets applied. So here we go. So let's have a look at what it's come up with here. So what we can also do, what Aondo does for you here, if you see the star to the left of this person's name, so this person, Hectorius, he's a popular trader, so that means he's got a lot of people following, as you can see here. He's got 350 followers, you can see from this part here. But the interesting thing for me, and the reason that I would actually probably discount him, is he's not a real money trader. You'll see that the Aondo here are, an R next to their name means that this person is trading with real money. And like I said just a few minutes ago, if I'm going to trade it with my money, then I'd want them to be trading with their money. Saying all of that, this guy has got a good track record. He's got, I mentioned the chart before. That guy's got a nice chart. Let's have a look at him though. Let's have a click on him and see. He's been. So if you click on their name, you get a lot more information about them. So you can see he's been trading with Aondo at least since October 2015. His trading experience more than 10 years. And then down there, so he's 125% since he registered. Last trade on the 27th of June. You can have a look at their profitability. It's a strange time at the moment. The last week, as I'm sure you know, has been incredibly volatile. I think just this evening that the stock market in London hit its best level since August last year, and it's up something like, I think, about 12% from where it was a week ago after the referendum vote. It's been the most ridiculous week. So it's something of a volatile time, but you can look at their individual performance, their P&L. If you want to, then you can scroll down and see how they performed month on month. So March was something of a bonanza month for this one, 71% return, 2% in Feb, 1.25% in April, etc. And you can scroll down and see further information on how profitable or otherwise they've been. So it gives you lots and lots of data to base your judgment on. Looking at the numbers, it doesn't look horrible. 20% nearly maximum drawdown, 19% maximum drawdown, quite a high number for monthly volatility. So if you were going to follow this person, you'd need to not get too panicked, I don't think, by maybe the week-to-week swings in your P&L if you have faith in their approach. There's their one-year chart. So that's since February of this year. So there's their performance, and you can see that's a pretty impressive performance over the last 3 or 4 months. But like I say, for me, the fact they're not trading with real money does put me off. So I'm going to ignore Mr. or Ms. Hectorius and have a look at the next one. Oh, is this Edil Metal? He comes up quite a bit actually, or he or she comes up quite a bit, and I've had this one in the past where I've been following. I think the stats on this look good. So Real Money Trader, very popular. Last trade 2 hours ago, P&L, 122% P&L over the period we're looking at, which was since they started. Let's do the last 6 months. Let's do that. And I still think that trader will still be pretty high up. Hang on, where's he gone? There he is, down there. So last 6 months, 83% return. You can see the P&L chart. Again, there's, it's got a little bit spikier as of late, as you'd expect, as the market has been an awful lot choppier recently. But this, so the ratio between the drawdown and the P&L, 83% profit, 20% drawdown. That's 4 to 1. That's not too. That's pretty good. It's pretty healthy. And monthly volatility is pretty low. Look at this, 6.74% compared to the person above him, 24%, compared to the 57% there. So it looks, fairly not too crazy trades, which for me, I want to have, hopefully, regular steady profits without massive swings in terms of my account balance. So if I click on that one, I can find out a bit more. So member since December 2015, 10 years trading experience, and there's the P&L, and it's a fairly steady uptrend in terms of profit or loss. I'm not too bothered about win trades and how many months they're successful, but hopefully a consistent line in terms of profitability. And these are the trades. So this person currently has these trades open, so you can see trades that are closed, trades that are open. So quite a few shorts on the German 30, the DAX, long gold, a couple of other shorts from earlier on the German 30. So you can scroll down and see open positions and also any trades that they've closed out. So I'm going to follow this one. So I quite like the look of this one. I'm going to follow this one. So this current trader currently has 51 open trades. I don't want to so if they have trades that are open and you choose to follow them, it asks you, well, do you want to have on the trades they've got at the moment? And for me, I don't. I want to follow any new trades they do in the future. So I do not want to execute positions at the current market price. So I'll add trader. So I'll add that one. So now it's taking me to a slightly different screen. Create your portfolio of AYONDO traders. So this is where I can build up a list of people that I want to follow. At the moment, we've just got Edel in there. So let's go back and see if we can find some more. So I'll do this fairly quickly just to build up our list of people to follow, and then we'll actually get them trading. So who else have we got? So we've got Trading Natchplan B. It's gone, you can see from the chart, great start, but it's maybe suffered a little bit in recent months. But again, 83% return in the last 6 months is a fantastic return. We'll maybe skip that one. And what I can do is, because I only want to see real money traders, if I click on this tab here, I can filter out these people who are trading on demo accounts. So now I've just got real money traders, and we'll have a look over the last 6 months or so. Here we go, and see who we can find. So we have this one, Cash 1974, has you can see from the profit and loss chart that you can see on the right hand side, had a bit of a bad start, but does seem to have turned it round. Quite heavy monthly volatility, I think. So again, you need maybe a strong stomach to be following that one. We'll maybe skip that one for now. Marcello down here. That's, for me, that's not a very good balance. P&L to drawdown, 71% profit, but drawdown of nearly 60%. I'm not really interested in that. Woody Trading doesn't do too badly. It's steady trends. Let's have a look at Woody Trading. So Woody Trading only been trading since April 2016, so fairly new. But for the purposes, and you can see that here, real money since April 2016. But let's add Woody in for the purposes of today's demo, and we don't want to take any open trades. We'll just follow any future trades. Let's jump back. Let's find a few more. So I want to have 5. So let's scroll down. You can see, so Org 78. You can see the fairly jerky chart suggests he's not been trading much and not been trading long. Janher, let's follow that person. 33% profit, 9% maximum drawdown. I would normally spend a bit more time than this if I was looking for people to follow, but I'm just whizzing through them tonight so we can get to the next stage. So we'll put them in. Let's find 2 more. So we've got 5 people who we're following. Who else looks reasonably good? That looks pretty volatile. Okay, that looks fairly conservative. 22% return, 7% drawdown. Fairly calm profit and loss chart. Let's follow that one. And then one last one, and we're ready to go. Sentiment Quant, how are you doing? That's not doing too bad. 21% return last 6 months, 22%, 7% drawdown, very low volatility. Okay, we'll follow you as well. And the way it works, of course, these people who we're following are real people. And if they trade something, then from Aondo's point of view, that trade gets done on our account as well. And these people who we're following, they basically earn a commission. So they will get a tiny percentage of the spread, that bid offer spread on the trade. The next important thing, so down here it shows me my 5 people I'm following, and then it's got my profit, what my profit would be. If I started following them back here in November, I would have made 50% profit over what, a 6-month period, which is lovely. But unfortunately, you know, we can't go back in time and do those trades over the last 6 months, but it gives us, you know, an idealized view of what it looks like. The next important thing is this spanner icon here, top left spanner. I'll click on that. Is the risk. How big a risk do we want for each trade that follows, in this example, Edel Metal? So if we choose 1, what it means is, let's say this was the only person in our portfolio. 1 means if this person does a trade and ends up losing 10% of their account, then we will lose 10% of our account as well, if you're following 1-to-1. If you are particularly confident, you could say, well, actually, I want 10 times the risk they're taking on. That's not something I'd recommend. But if we do 1 times, if there's only 1 person in our portfolio, then we'll be mirroring them in percentage terms. But if you read down, if you follow several traders, then your risk is distributed evenly amongst the number of traders. So with 5 traders, we're effectively only following this person, effective risk factor 0.2%. So if Edel loses 10% on a trade, because we're following 5 people here, we'll end up losing 2% on a trade. But you can take it even less than that, and I'm a big fan. If you've never done this before and you want to try it, knock the risk right back. So I'm going to knock it down to an effective risk of 1/10. So if this person makes 10%, I'll be making 1%. If they lose 5%, I'm losing 0.5%. So for me, I'm perfectly happy at the beginning with that level of risk. And if you want, you can choose to set individual amounts based on the markets they're trading. For me, why make it that complicated? Let's just leave it at 0.5% for everything. Hang on a second. So confirm that. I'll do the same for this person as well. So I'm taking a really low risk approach here, and I'm a big fan of trying to get rich slowly rather than trying to get rich quickly, because I think if you try and get rich quickly, it can all go wrong very quickly. So we'll knock all of that down. The risk level's down. I may be missing a way of doing this easily that we can do it all at once, but I'm not sure. But I'll just knock these all down and confirm settings. That's it, it's done. Okay, so now of course, because we've knocked down our level of risk per trade, it's knocked down our return. We'd only have made 23% return over the last 6 months. Hardly worth getting out of bed for. And that's it, we're ready to go. So yeah, so what I can do now, so if you've never done this before, if you have an account with Aondo, you can choose to execute it on a live account. I did this for three weeks on I think the demo account, sorry, execute on a demo account, and it runs for 3 weeks. And it had fantastic returns, but massive volatility. And it made me think a little bit more about maybe how I should pick the traders. So what you can do is execute on a demo account, or you can execute on a live account. And I've got another live account with Aondo that I set up a few weeks ago, but I've also got a couple of accounts I set up for these presentations. So we'll do that. Execute on live accounts. There we go. Your portfolio is currently executed on a demo account. So they do put these warnings in. Your demo account must first be disconnected. Okay, let's do that. We'll deactivate the demo account, and then we'll get this running on our live account. And when it's running on your live account, I think if you've been trading for a while, it's still maybe a little bit disconcerting in the beginning that suddenly there are people placing trades effectively, or it's robots, isn't it, trading on your account, and it's nothing to do with you. But here we go. So these people have got open positions. I don't want to open up the same trades they've gone. I want any future trades they do, and that's it. It's done. So that's my live account with the massive amount of £125 in, worth a little bit more in euros today than it was a week ago. And via the Aondo, the site here, if I log in, you can see what's happening on your account. At the moment, there's nothing happening on my account. And if I want to, I can go back and change the people who are trading on my account. I can stop execution. So if suddenly, for some reason, I don't know, let's say I don't want to be following these people anymore, I want to have a week off to think about it, I can stop execution, and all the trades will stop happening on my account. But of course, if I go to the Aondo website, the normal, rather than the social side of it, the aondo.com, here we go, I can log in to the account and see the account properly. And if I wanted to, hang on, if we go to what am I looking for? It's the Trade Hub that I'm looking for. Let me just go back to the Aondo homepage. And if I log in, hang on a second, I think I'm getting confused because I'm logged in on one and logged out in another. Let me put in Trade Hub. So Aondo's platform is Trade Hub, and I've logged in before, and I think it's still maybe logged in somewhere. Here we go. So if I put in my details, so when you open an account with Aondo, it gives you the choice to open one account, which is a straightforward trading account for you to trade as if you were trading with another CFD company, another spread betting company. But you can also have a social follower account, which is one of the accounts that we've done now, so we can follow these traders. The easiest way of doing it is to set up both. So I'm logged in to my account now, and you'll see if I go to the top right, I'm logged into my spread betting trading account. So this is an account where the spreads are pretty competitive, the same as other people in the industry. There's the Wall Street, the Dow index, trading on a 2-point spread. So if I want to buy the Dow, I can trade in a normal way here. I think there are a couple of different things though that I like about Aondo trading, is that first of all, you can trade a bit smaller than you can with some other brokers. So if maybe you haven't done this before and you're just getting involved in spread betting or CFDs, it's quite a good way of starting, so you don't need to take on levels of risk, a level of risk that you're not comfortable with. And also, you can choose your own margin rate. So if you want to be forced in effect to put up more money to do the trade and you feel more comfortable that way, particularly if you're trading shares, with Aondo, you can pick your own rate of margin, which again is not something I've seen too widely used out there. So that's my like normal trading account. If I thought the pound was going to recover after a bit of a slide this afternoon, I can do that from here, and it's got all the usual charting stuff that you see somewhere else. What's that? The pound looks like it has recovered. So this was the pound got clobbered this afternoon on talks of an interest rate drop in the summer. And then if I switch over, if I go top right, I go spread betting social follower. So this is my account where those trades will be activated on. And at the moment, I don't think anyone's done any new trades since we set them up in our portfolio. But if I click on, hang on a second, where are we? Open positions and orders. There we go. There are no open positions at the moment. But when one of those 5 traders that I'm following does a trade, then it will be mimicked on my account, but with a different size to reflect the level of risk. And initially, it can be a little bit odd to see these trades going through your account, but the idea is you're picking this team who you're going to manage, and hopefully they're going to turn a steady profit for you over the next few months or so. But that's how it works. It's really straightforward. I think this idea of 2 accounts takes a bit of getting used to for me in the beginning. You can trade on your spread betting or your CFD social trader account if you want to, but don't, because you'll be paying a wider spread. It's a wider spread on this to take into account the fact that you've got the people who you're following will be paid a commission by Aondo. But go to your spread betting trading account if you want to trade for yourself, and then you can keep an eye on how your social trading is going, sort of direct in Trade Hub here or via the website here, where we can keep an eye on who's trading what and what trades are going through. But once it's all set up, it's very straightforward. The only thing I'd say is if you haven't got an account with Aondo, when you go to open an account, choose the option to have 2 accounts. When I first did it, I only had, I think it was just the follower account, but I think it's much easier when you go to the page to set it up and have both accounts, and then it's very easy to track it. So that's it really. That's a brief introduction into social trading. You know, this is the first webinar I've done with Aondo on social trading, and we'll be doing a lot more in the weeks ahead. On a Monday, we started off this week doing a market outlook webinar. You know, what's going on in financial markets, levels to look out for, all that sort of thing. We're doing another one of these on Monday of next week and then the week after. So again, if you go to the Aondo website, there'll be details there of how to register. If you have any questions, you can use, there's a chat box at your end of the webinar. So if you have any questions now, feel free to use the chat box or use the question box and send them in, and I'll try and answer them. But if after the webinar, if in an hour's time you think, I wish I'd asked that, or I want to know more about that, then please feel free to drop me an email. My email address, you can see hopefully on the screen there, is markets@jonesdc.com. You can also, if you're on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter for market updates and charts throughout the day, and that's @JonesTheMarkets. But like I say, on Monday, 12:30 UK time, Monday lunchtime, we'll be doing the Market Outlook webinar, levels to look at for the week ahead. So I hope you can join us for that. Just go to the Aondo website and go to the education section, and you can sign up there. But for now, it's almost just over half an hour, 31 minutes. So that's not bad timing for the first one. Thanks for coming along. I hope you found it useful. I think the best way to find out with these things is to start small. But you can start a follower account, I think, following from €100. So you don't need to take on massive levels of risk to find out how this works. So maybe pick some traders, see how it goes, and take it from there. But thanks for coming along this evening, and hopefully I'll see you on a webinar in the future.